Hey guys, this is Brian back with Inspiring How You See That, and we're the channel that talks about all different kinds of music and entertainment. We also interview some of your favorite artists. So if that sounds good to you, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way anything that Kevin and I put out, you'll be among the first to know. And you may remember a little bit ago we did a video on some of my favorite albums, where I talk about, I talked about 6 albums that I pretty much like the entire album. And a lot of times, unfortunately, that's rare. You might like a song or two, but these are ones that I liked every single song, or at least the vast majority of. And I had a lot of fun making that, and you guys seem to enjoy that. So I'm back actually with the second in our series of some of my favorite albums. And just like before, this could be of any genre. So let me know what you think about the albums that I selected, and let me know some of your favorite albums. There might be some that we haven't been exposed to, and we'd love to take a listen. So with that, we'll go ahead and jump right in. And again, this is not a countdown. These aren't necessarily my 6 favorite albums. These are just 6 albums that I really love. So the first one is going to be a country one. It's Brad Paisley's Mud on the Tires. This is an outstanding album. Brad Paisley's has a ton throughout his career, but I think this one rises to the top for me as far as my favorite album by him. In addition to the lead single, Mud on the Tires, it of course has Famous People, Celebrity, and one of my all-time favorite songs, Whiskey Lullaby. I've talked about that before. It was on my favorite songs list. It was also on one of my favorite sad songs videos that we made. So, as we did with this one, with each of these albums, I'll give you a few songs to kind of give you a taste of why I like the album so much. So make sure you check out Brad Paisley's Mud on the Tires. The second one that we want to talk about is from the rock band 3 Doors Down, and it's their album, The Better Life. You probably remember this. This had some huge hits like Be Like That, Loser, and my favorite on the album, which is Kryptonite. All 3 of those had huge radio play. Outstanding album as a whole, so I highly suggest check out 3 Doors Down, The Better Life. The third album, and this album is incredible. Actually, as I was doing my research, I couldn't believe so many great songs were on this particular album, and it's Skillet's Awake. I love Skillet. You guys know that, as does Kevin. We've done multiple videos on them. We've both seen them probably at least 4 times each. Kevin, I think, even more. Skillet is outstanding. They're, of course, the Christian rock and metal band. Probably the biggest selling Christian artist of all time. Absolutely phenomenal. And this album, Awake, really takes the cake and really shines as far as their songwriting and their musical ability. 3 songs that I absolutely adore on this are Monster, Awake and Alive, and of course Hero, which is an epic song that almost everybody knows and loves. So check out Skillet's Awake. The next album, this is probably, I know it is. For me personally, this album had more to do with opening up hard rock and metal for me than any other album before. And this band had more to do with that. And that, of course, is Metallica with their self-titled album, which is more commonly known as the Black Album. You've seen it. We'll put pictures like we do with all of them up behind. It's all black, but you've got that kind of faint snake curling around. This album is phenomenal. And like I said, really opened up the world to hard rock and metal for me. I know it got a lot of flack at the time because people kind of said that, it was Metallica, selling out, or they were going from heavy to melodic, whatever. I mean, Metallica's awesome no matter what they do. As far as selling out, I think that's ridiculous. I've always felt that way, so whatever. But this album is just absolutely incredible. 3 songs that everybody knows: Enter Sandman, The Unforgiven, and of course, Nothing Else Matters. Nothing Else Matters is one of my all-time favorite songs, as is Unforgiven. But Nothing Else Matters just really rises to the top. I think it's probably one of the most covered bands in music, or covered songs, in music history. A lot of bands have done a fantastic job, of course, including First to 11. It's one that, the first song that I was able to kind of play all the way through is Nothing Else Matters, and on guitar, and I absolutely love the Black Album by Metallica. Moving on, this one might surprise some people because it's more of a poppy one, but it's Jewel's debut album, Pieces of You. I love Jewel. I think her voice is angelic. I love her songwriting. And this album, which again was her first album, is just absolutely incredible. Some of the songs, Who Will Save Your Soul, You Were Meant For Me. Favorite songs is Foolish Games, which is just such a beautiful song. I love that song. I love her voice. I love the emotion that she puts into it. This whole album is phenomenal. So make sure that you check out Jewel's Pieces of You. So the last album that I want to talk about in this video is going to be one, and I've talked about it before in one of the videos that we did where I talked about bands that I wish were back together, and it's the Wreckers, and I believe it's the only album they made, Stand Still, Look Pretty. This is a phenomenal record from top to bottom. It's one of the best I've ever heard. The two girls they harmonize so well together, and these songs are incredible. Three that really stand out to me: Leave the Pieces, Cigarettes, and my favorite, Tennessee. And of course, Stand Still, Look Pretty, the lead track it's just incredible. If you haven't heard the Wreckers, make sure that you get a hold of this album, Stand Still, Look Pretty. You're gonna love it. So those are 6 more absolutely phenomenal albums that I love. Again, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. What'd you think of this? What'd you think of each of these artists? And what albums would you add to your list? We always love hearing from you guys, and as always, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We love you guys, God bless, and rock on.